Everyone, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. Beautiful time in Taurus for all of us at the moment, as we are in the last couple of days of it, basically. So, the new moon happening on the 30th of May will not be in Taurus, it will be in Gemini. Very, very, very nice to be here. Very nice to see you. Very beautiful social time. So I'm already like having this first wave of the Gemini time because my Taurus errands are done. How do you know that you did good in Taurus? You just know yourself better. Things are stabilized. You have a nice, more comfortable and more abundant position in life. Taurus should have shown us who we are and who we are not. And it should have always, with the eclipse season and stuff, and also especially because Taurus has Uranus in it, confirmed and observed and even obsessed over certain details that we just had to get right. If you're observant, you will see I've updated my YouTube channel, I've updated my website, everything like that. So if you've done the work and if you have maybe even plodded along, but you took care of all the details, this moon is going to treat you right. So this is the feeling that I'm getting about this new moon in Gemini by the end of May. Treat me right. Do me well, also be blessed, be happy. It's a very beautiful trickling time. It's like a river of events. If you have the sturdiness and the supports that you need to be able to handle these rivers. So to me, this is a very, very beautiful informal time. It's a lovely time to just call someone up and say hello. If you have a very, very good, sturdy background to your work, if you have a very, very nice associative view of who you are and how your life is going, if you really know yourself well by now, I trust that Taurus would have kept everything under covers that is going to come out during the first few days of Gemini leading up to this new moon. So, for example, if you had a secret admirer, they're going to start to come to the surface now. If you've had a lot of people waiting for you or aching to see you do something, you will see the results now. If you have been invited somewhere in somebody's mind, they will be speaking of it now. So, for example, very, very, very beautiful here to hear from an old friend of yours. We have retrograde Mercury in the sky very close to the moon. So somebody's been thinking of you. Someone is maybe yet to show up, but during this new moon, they probably will. So for example, people planning you in the picture, people thinking of you, people wanting you to be part of something, should you have the robustness, the gentleness and the generosity that fixed sign Taurus would have enabled you to have. So there is no romance with life that is not in alignment with you anymore. So that romantic feeling of something that is not possible or will never come true is over. Now romance is true. We have a beautiful, frisky vibration in Jupiter. We have a beautiful, new, renewed Mars in the first few degrees of Aries here. We have lovely fortune actually on the ascendant line almost during this new moon. And also we have a lovely, renewed, fresh and gorgeous Venus going into Taurus where she feels the most comfortable. So here where we see the new you, the new events and the new possibilities that have maybe already come to be. Maybe you have a new seeding already. So some of us have already started a new project or have already started a new vibrational density or frequency. We already started working out things on a new level, or we have a renewed karma as all these planets walking into Aries, starting the cycle of the signs anew in Aries, including Jupiter and Mars and Venus, have been kind of like blessed to be putting things into perspective for us on a whole new level. So it's a completely new game for quite a lot of people. It's definitely a new vibration, new look, or just like a new vision of who you are and who you've come to be. So I feel this is a very, very nice time to spice up and bring out the best of the best. Really amazing time if you really know how to distill your energy into the best shape and form. Fantastic time to really know fashion, to know how to speak out, to appeal to your audience. Really beautiful to really have your husband or wife next to you. Very beautiful time to have a special place in society, a special universal outlook, or just a new level of confidence. So to me, it looks like a very nice, fresh, new, and brilliant time. And also after the recent eclipse in the middle of the month, we should really, really be happier now, as we would have had to go through quite a lot of inner and outer work in order to stimulate ourselves anew. And for those people that have been humble or humbled by life, and also some of us that are fully now, in a way, understanding ourselves, and what we have to do next, there's like a trending phenomena. So it sounds really cheap when I say trending, because it's like one of those words. It's not like that. It's like there is a beginning of some great blessed way of being in this world, basically. And I trust that the group or the guides or the people that are supportive of you will already come to be, or they're going to show. So to me, it looks like you have finished a project, or you have finished a phase of your life with the Uranus illumination, also the eclipses during Taurus months. And probably some of us have had a lot to do and a lot to think about, or a lot to say to ourselves inside. And here we have what happens next very fast. So quite often these results are going to be not exactly what you expect, but be absolutely open and unbound as to what life might show you, or who your life might direct you to. So instead of having things done a certain way, you might have them done another way. So I already touched on this a little bit in the previous lunar video. Sometimes you think of yourself in one way and you have your mind set on something, but there is an alternative way to do it. So for example, you're thinking of yourself as a philosopher, but you're actually more kind of like a funny guy. Okay, so you're thinking about yourself as an investor, but you're actually a carer. Maybe you think of yourself as a project manager, but you're a visionary or an artist. So you see, like, there is like a different wavelength of looking at yourself. And it is hard if you've put yourself into too much of a box, especially during the ox year 2021, or you have defined yourself in your mind's eye for many a year to be something that you're not actually meant to be now. Let the waters of time mold you like a stone. So like if you look at a river, sometimes it's amazing what water can do, and how these robust rocks and pieces of minerals have been sort of scoured and molded by the waters of time. So time and water makes round, like, beautiful shapes, and we have to be okay with that. So like, we think of ourselves as one thing, but we are another. And that's really beautiful, because I feel that this river of time during Gemini is a very communicative month. It is like a trickling of a stream. It's going to help you redesign, reassign, and re-energize yourself using completely fresh ways of taking care of things, using a completely different perspective on who you are and where you've come to be, and also reorganizing things around you. So maybe there was an inside job, or like a craftsman's job inside of Taurus months. Maybe we had to really look at the details and go, how am I going to do this, or how am I going to be a part of that? But then Gemini comes, and it kind of slowly or quickly, depending on the events and depending on how the world works at the moment, it all looks like it's all part of the big picture, is going to be helping you smooth out those edges and see yourself for the incredible diamond that you are. Or it's going to really chisel what you have, but it's by another person's choice, another person's vision, or another person's compliment, about who you are and where they believe you should be. So be open, stay true. If you want, take your notebook with you and remember things. For example, something really stood out to me. Somebody said this to me in the audience, or I got this really weird comment in my inbox, or like, wow, all these people came to my show and I didn't expect anybody to come to my show. Like, try to witness yourself go through these different changes and not be obstructing. Don't be obstructing of other people and other people's flow, and also let another person pay you a compliment, or maybe even offer you a price for your artwork, give you their state of mind, their state of rules, even sometimes. Let somebody else's energy or collective energy mold you into place. So here you might be like a little bit of a diamond in the rough. Otherwise, diamonds, rocks, stones, and gems, Gemini. So the other thing here is that compliments and even condescending views, you see, like we're in a very communicative time. You don't know what they want from you. It's hard to see where people are at with their minds or with their lives. It's very difficult to be associative, especially if you feel like their ideas are not right on who you are. We can't have it private, we can't have it personal. Some of the time during these times is good to just let go and put everything on display. If you have an arena, if you have a group of friends, why not? Mind your business. Try to take yourself out of other people's flow so you don't obstruct them with who you are, what is yours, and what you think. It's good to sort of like take a little bit of a step back, because it's a very gentle and fragile month at the same time, which makes it so malleable and moving. So why it can move so quickly and why things can become so fast is partially because of its fragility and its youth. But if you really want to, you can parade things on the outside. You can tell somebody a joke, or you can watch them learn and grow as you walk together. Also, another thing is the eyes. Gemini is an incredible sign for the eyes. Therapies for eyes, eye treatments, beautiful for this time for us all. Also, anything to do with the eye and the eye of the beholder. So, for example, what you might be noticing about me or another person, what you might see in a room, what you might see in town, how your eye witnesses certain things, and how different symbols and different architecture of the matrix of the world, how the different design of the world, how the different frequencies of what you see and what you know about it straight away without even thinking about it. It's really, really beautiful time for that real psychic to come out. And this is a very, very fragile time because we don't believe in ourselves during these days. Maybe we don't take ourselves seriously. We don't know how beautiful, bright, and up and coming we are, but there are some people that are going to go and discover so much more during these days, and they're going to be so much more open and so much more zany and fresh and beautiful and brilliant and true during this incredible month of Gemini coming up, just simply because they are fresh and the eye just naturally adjusts and you know things before they even happen. So it's not just like third eye logic, it's more like when you see things together. If you work with art and design, I think you might know what I mean. Or even if you just really like highly fresh and conscious at the moment, as if you just woke up, that's a beautiful feeling. You see it, you know it. You know, so really good investors, people that are really good with money, politicians, you know, people that know what to do, when to do, business managers, you know, art creators, the graphic design community, all of this. It's a beautiful time to just catch it by the tail, and it's lucky for you. So we have a fast catch Jupiter, Mars. If you're dating, you just know, like you just walk up to that person, you're like, you know what? Something about you that catches my eye. Eye-catching outfits, eye-catching garments, beautiful hair, beautiful voice, anything that is finessed and gorgeous and true and lucky for us is nice. Anything that stimulates the nervous system. Don't be afraid of how far you've come, because sometimes a very instant and exact view of things, a very quick result, a quick impulse towards and wanting to catch something or somebody in your gaze is not actually a weakness or foolishness. It's just that you've become so masterful, you just know. So quick responses, quick action. Jupiter next to Mars, also fortune right next to them, the aspect of fortune on the beginning degrees of Aries. You know, this is a beautiful time to just catch that idea, to catch that note, and just to improvise your life. This is gorgeous. It's like once and again opportunities return, but it's like just knowing what you want and knowing it fast. It's like you are in the catch a sushi train type of world, and you just know the plates you like. You know, if you've ever been to one of those conveyor restaurants, I love these Japanese restaurants. So it's like knowing this is also really, really good for art auctions, betting on something very fast, quick, catch it. It's really, really nice to know somebody right before they make it big. It's really nice to make an offer. That piece of earth is not going to be costing the same in just a month's time. I've got to catch it. Or like this person here, I know they're going to make it big. I'm going to sign them to my brand. This product here is very rare. I'm going to get some. I'm going to stock up. So it's about getting some. Come and get some. This is how it feels. So it's a very, very fast and maybe unpeculiar time. But sometimes we feel low. Sometimes we've been drained of our energy. So the ego sometimes wants to know what's right, what's wrong. If you are still processing, don't. Taurus was a huge time to process things the long way around. And also the Scorpio moon should have taken out quite a few processes. It was just like, look, stop, just here's your answer. So I feel that if you're over processing, maybe you don't feel bright. So, here, sometimes I talk about cleansing in Pisces, and even some cleansing in Taurus would have done some people really good. But I don't really think that this is really fully the time to cleanse, because we need to be young and fresh and buoyant and bright and brilliant. So that means you can't just like open up your body and your organs and just like let things through. It's hard. It's a hard time to kill time. It's hard to wait for things to happen. It's really, really dark and dense. So it's not a good time to cleanse or to purge. Although for some people, it's really imperative to be able to feel that brightness. This is something that we should have prepared earlier. But if you are not sure of yourself and you have some inner worries and emotions, or you feel very scared or sad for no reason, or you don't trust in who you are or in how far you've come or what you can do. Also, if you feel inadequate, inadequacy is something that's been going on for quite a while. It is important to really bust through. So natural alkalizing agents, there are teas that can alkalize you. Maybe they are not going to take anything out of your body, but they can alkalize you. Also really good to juice. To eat maybe a little bit less. It's nice to liquid diet. You don't necessarily have to go into detox, but it's just nice to up those vitamins and minerals and to make sure that your digestive tract is working faster. It's not too bad for stimulants, not too bad. It depends on your situation. I would go like really heavy on the berries and the zesty fruits and the vitamins, vitamin A, vitamin E, vitamin C, like just to be able to really up your stamina and to become awake. It's important to be awake. Now, in terms of trying to get the most for your money and time, trying to get the best sale, trying to be in the front of this wave, wishing to be successful during this time, and yes, being very competitive maybe because Mars is next to Jupiter. I understand you, but we have to be very gentle. It's really nice to play. If you love color, so for example, if you love wearing a bright jacket, if you just love wearing, I don't know, like a crown of roses, if you love wearing some bright colored shoes, or like some amazing rings, that sometimes can up your game. It's lovely and lush to stand out, but if we are not really experiencing joy and we're expressing it on the outside, not everybody is going to have a turn. So what I mean, it's not about making yourself grow suddenly, like, come on, like, it's kind of like flogging yourself into shape. It's not like this, should never have been like that. Because the dullness and the darkness and that insecurity is going to still somehow make itself out there. So like people experiencing expression and change socially and economically or magnificently creatively on different level. There's altruism in the air. There is so much like tiger year bounds for us all during this time, I trust. But we're not all in the right alignment to receive the most sun or the most vibration or the most like rainbow joy energy. So like some people are actually very confusing to get in touch with. So like there are some people that are underneath the books, like they're too busy studying to come out of the house. or they're feeling too irrelevant, or they're still working on their soul. And there's going to be that part of Gemini anyway. So like sometimes it's really easy to see why like people don't feel like they're fully yet crafted or brought themselves together if you don't have it and you know it, and you feel very shy about something, like I can't wear this outside, or like I can't be part of this team, I can't do it, I shouldn't be there. If there's like a very big feeling like that, this really depends. Sometimes people just have a lot of worth and worthlessness issues and question marks. And also some of the time you might be actually very right and you actually do need something else. It sort of all depends on your realness, and how real you feel with the moment and with yourself. It's not good to be the wallflower all the time. There's at least one friend that can help you grow. There is at least one community, one association, or one sphere of people that can push you up to that next level and help you work things out in a more brilliant and bright up and coming way. So this is awesome for advertising. This is awesome for social work. This is so good. Even if you feel less and less every day, even if you don't understand what is happening, even if you have fog or confusion, we have got to leave some space for this trickling silver spun, like this beautiful energy to touch you, get in touch with you. We have to have people get in touch with you. We have to have you open. We have to have your way of life open. We have to have you available. We have to know who you are, where you live, how to contact you, what is your number, what is your email address. Please leave that out for somebody. Write that on a piece of paper, hand it to someone you don't even maybe even know yet. It's not too bad. But there is like a feeling of dissatisfaction, and that's where the joy walks away from us, So like sitting in front of people, especially if you feel very small and they feel very big, or like you feel very new and they feel very old, or like you feel very inadequate and they feel super, super obvious. It's very hard. So if you ever had this drama in your family or your history and time when you were judged by an older person or like a standby person, you were taught not to do this and not to do that, it could be a very, very hard and heavy time. But don't rely on these people that are boldest. So I feel some of people I know, also I see this, might go through this kind of very stilling time. It's like the ticking clocks, sitting next to an elder and being looked upon, as not being that much. So if you have that trauma in your family, if you've had very serious or stern people in your life, is going to maybe repeat, or you might be that stern person. Watch for this. Looking at somebody like they don't mean anything, or looking at something in your life feeling ungrateful. Okay, so we have to really look at this phenomena that is happening, this very Saturnian energy. It's really unwelcoming, it's very dark, not wanting to see the new bright face of the world, not wishing for that greatness, not being happy for the newborn or for that new next level ascension, criticizing how far someone has gone or has come, criticizing oneself, criticizing those bright, naive, and brilliant ways in which nature lets itself be known, in which the butterflies and the bees and the flowers grow. So having almost like a hatred or a misery with that which is new and growing and colorful, we have to really understand this and not make ourselves these people, and also not to watch for these energies, world events and outcomes. Like, when is that big gray cloud coming? Like, when is it all gonna smash to pieces on the rocks? Also, media, horror films, serious thrillers, dramas, documentaries, try not to watch them today. If you want, you can activate yourself through just blatant color. So that's what I'm doing today. That's what I'm doing now. So absolute color. Find yourself a beautiful, satisfying orange or a screaming yellow. Find yourself in that way of life that feels like you're bouncing around. Activate yourself through some memories or phenomenal music. You know, it's really, really good to walk out there and just to laugh or just to love somebody, even if you don't know them. It's such a great time to fall in love with yourself again. Also, it's a huge energy for romance and romantic appreciation. And sometimes you just know it. It's like, I saw this person and I just knew I was in love. Or like, I met my eyes met, okay? I met eyes with this concept or idea or this human or this lake or I don't know, this bird, and I just felt it and it just shot through me and it wasn't painful anymore. Now, this is like a really big miracle of this time to me right now. I hugely love you. Like, I love this. And it doesn't have a feeling of, what is it gonna mean? It's not conditional anymore. And it's not shy inside me. And I don't think it's shy within like my friends. You know, there's like, I just saw it and red was red and yellow was yellow. So it's like when I saw your face, I knew you were good. You know, we have a very nice association, eyes and face, Gemini and Sagittarius. You know, the full expression of who you are, the full expression of thought, just like is steaming through your being. You know, it's a huge kind of like spinal energy of the chart. I mean, sometimes I look at the chart and to me the 3rd and the 9th house looks like the real deal of life, like the real deal of the human heart. You know, and then the 4th and 10th house are just the structures that keep it together. So it's like the darkness or like the unseen, you know, or the practical or the pragmatic that makes sure that life survives. It's like the frame around the artwork almost to me, or like the materials from which the art is made. But the 3rd to the 9th house is the concept and the vision and the art itself. And it's so healing to me to see that walking out now, like making itself in front of me as I see it, this new wave of rage becoming laughter, and sorrow becoming peace, and this incredible color scheme that is coming through our souls. And I'm feeling that there is quite a lot of people that are really obvious and open, and this new wave of perfection and that which is memorable, moon, the memories, memorable is becoming so nice and vast and clean, but also in perspective of what once was. So I'm seeing brand new lyrics, brand new businesses, brand new ideas, brand new avatar state, brand new fashion, brand new guides, and it's all in the memory of. That's awesome, isn't it? It's like, for example, my father was this, and in the memory of my father, I'm creating that. It's good to have another like onset of remembrance and not to take karma too close to heart. It's not like I'm still trying to wash myself clean. It's like I am now just in this state as a grace upon that which I've meant before or that which I've known. So I'm building myself higher. I'll share this. Okay, so this month I'm designing a brand that I think is very interesting. So I'm making a project here in Peru, which is going to facilitate medicines and other types of plants and herbs for people without access to these medicines usually. And also I will be there and I'll be helping people out. And also I'd like to also show you a little bit of what I'm doing. It's not out yet, but it will be soon. So basically I have a product, and it's a very rare product. I have very, very like new wave, fresh feeling about this. So I'm basically making Peruvian herbs available to the Western market. So I'm making, and to the international market. So I'm making these packets, or like these things that are going to walk out there and help people with themselves and their bodies. So it's like a herb brand basically. So I will be sharing more of these soon, and I will be unveiling the brand in the next future, just in time for Cancer month and the question of cleansing. So yes, as we go into Gemini, these are going to be available. If you don't want to wait, please message me and I'll tell you what I've got available and how I can send it to your country and the costs and everything. So I'm keeping this quiet for now because I haven't fully got it. I haven't got the website online yet, but it's coming soon. So thank you very much, and I will be seeing you shortly. Bye.